All right, hey, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Thursday at noon. Normally, very soon, we're going to be showing a live play, Oblivion Oath, Pathfinder 2nd Edition with GM Jason Bowman, and a cast of characters from Paizo's own staff doing their lunchtime game. In the meantime, what we thought we would do is let's build up to this and show off the characters. And this is the second one. If you missed the first one, it's up on YouTube. It's in the collections here on Twitch. You can find it somewhere. It's Katina and her character Micah, and it was a great show. Continuing the trend, we're going with episode 2, which is learning more about the character from Gabe. Hang on a second. There we go. This is Gabe, everybody. Gabe Walkunis. No, that's not right. Wallaconis. See, the more I practice it, the more I'm going to mess it up. So Gabe, thanks for joining us. Now, some of you might remember Gabe from not Oblivion Oath, from Doomsday Dawn, another game with alliteration going on in it. So from Doomsday Dawn, you were a part of the which chapter did you do? Was it chapter?
I was one of the finaler ones. I know I killed everybody though.
That's right. That's right. And it was a really good one. So everybody meet Gabe. Gabe, there's all the lovelies out there. So we want to talk. So basically, what we're going to do is by the end of this show, we should know about your character, who you're playing, all of that sort of thing. But before we do that, I want to get to know Gabe the person. Just because I think that we don't get a chance to talk about our staff very much and kind of show them off and all that sort of thing. So first off, Gabe, how long have you worked for Paizo?
I've been here about a year and a half.
Okay. And what do you do for Paizo?
I'm a project manager.
Okay.
So I'm kind of behind the scenes.
So basically for all of the second edition stuff, where it's like, hey, we're releasing like 300 products on day one.
Yeah.
You get to make sure that all of those wheels are turning in the right space and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, in theory.
In theory. It's working out fine, folks. Nobody panic.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then, this is Gabe the human. We're going to learn more about him. So then, how, before you came here, were you in the gaming industry before that? Or what's your background?
I came from Privateer Press.
Oh,
which
nice.
is like a tabletop wargaming company, also local. I was there for 5 or 6 years or so.
Nice.
So yeah, that's where I came from.
Doing project management there as well.
Yeah, I started in customer service and then went to project management.
Oh, cool. All right. And then, are you an RPGer? Have you played a lot of RPGs?
Yes.
Okay, so that's something that is in your wheelhouse.
Yes, I love RPGs.
Yeah. What's your, not being biased at all, I promise.
No, yeah, not biased.
What is your favorite RPG? Like, do you have one you're like, if I get a chance, I always got to play this one?
I think there's so many fun systems out there to play, but one of my favorite settings is probably Rockham's Cadwallon RPG. Mm-hmm. It's they're a French company.
Okay.
I don't think they're no longer around, but it's very diverse. It's all based around this city, and it was very interesting how like it broke up what like stereotypical fantasy usually did, and just had this very European aesthetic artwork that I really liked.
Oh, so, nice.
Cadwallon.
Cadwallon.
Yes, Cadwallon.
I don't have a graphic to show that. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting that answer always.
That's okay. I didn't bring my mask. So.
I know. So this will make a lot more sense after we show off your character. Yeah. But you were supposed to be wearing a mask today.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I almost canceled the show. I was pretty upset. So anyway, alliteration's always awesome. Kim, like it's not bad. So let's talk about your gameplay style. What do you usually bring to the table? What sort of roles do you usually fall into, and how do you like to play games?
Usually my character thinks they're better than they are based on my roles.
Right.
And it kind of depends. Usually they'll be either kind of they sometimes have like questionable morals, but they end up doing the right thing in the end. Or sometimes they'll be kind of like the supporting role to the leader. Mm-hmm. It kind of depends on like, how I envision the character to start with. So,
is it one of those things where you're kind of like, okay, my character is going to do this, but you're secretly hoping that you'll fail the roll.
Oh yeah, there's
try to,
definitely
play
been
that
times
out.
for that. Yeah,
You almost get let down when you make the check.
falling forward is fun.
Falling forward is very fun. All right then. And so when you are usually around a table, as far as party chemistry, are you usually the one that's trying to be serious and keep everybody on track? Or are you the one that is trying to divert everybody with, hijinks and zany things? Or...
I've been told I can be distracting at a table, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Even better. That'll be good. So essentially what I need to keep in mind is I can't have you and Katina on the same side of the table, or it's going to be pun central.
Yes.
Over there.
She's a master of puns. I don't think I can compete.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, actually. It's going to be a lot of fun. so many puns. We see you, Katina. We see you in there. And so that's going to be the fun thing about, I think, with the group that we've tried to put together is it's going to be, I believe it's going to be just enough serious to kind of push things along, and then some lighter fare in there to keep it fun and interesting. So, all right. Do we want to talk about your character?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So let's start with first of all, what is your character's name?
Zel.
Zel.
Just Zel.
No last name.
No last name.
Okay, interesting. Zel. And that's Zel?
Zeo.
Okay, perfect. Now, the important parts: ancestry and class. What are we doing there?
So he's a rogue, and he's in Eruxi.
Okay.
Or lizard folk to those who are not in the, who like to refer to them like that.
Okay. So Eruxi would be the
ancestry.
The ancestry. So then lizard folk is something that outsiders would say or something like that? Is that what we're...
To those not like, as informed about their culture, kind of like what the outsider calls them. So, lizard folk is like more in like people in the city might call them that, those who don't interact with them and don't know their name. Okay. But Eruxi is what they call themselves. It's the name of their language.
Okay, all right. So then let's get back. I got an image up there. We've got some of your stats, your base stats, HP, all that stuff. First, good. Those are good stats for a rogue. Rogue is my jam. I'm always
nice.
Team Rogue.
Right.
That's what I do. So when I got these stats, I was really looking them over. So I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be fun. Let me ask you this though, and this is the big question that I have when I first got your character sheet. Is Eruxi, are they in the core rulebook? Is that an ancestor that people can play right away?
They're not in the core rulebook.
Okay. So this was a choice that Jason was like, oh yeah, you can do this.
Yeah,
because it's Jason.
Yeah, right. I mean, he kind of. So they kind of gave some options of other ancestries to explore, and this was one of the choices. And I've always been. I play a Vesk in the Starfinder game that I'm in.
Oh right.
So I've always had I like lizard folk. I like the scales. So yeah, I was given the option to play an Eruxi. I wanted to go with that. Okay.
And so I assume that Jason had to kind of throw together some stuff and kind of figure some things out for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The design team has given me some stats. Results may vary. So don't hold us to everything that you might see right at this second.
Yeah, exactly. Kim, like you're right. It's Jason. He literally gets to make the rules.
Yes.
And I think at some point I'll probably have Jason on to talk about his thought process of allowing an Eruxi to come on and be a part of the team. And if I had to guess, it is a good chance to do some play testing with the ancestry and just kind of see. But I'm interested to hear Jason's thoughts on that. I think it could be good. I don't know if it's in the world guide. I'm not sure. If anybody in the chat knows if this is in the world, I don't know if it's anywhere in Pathfinder 2nd Edition literature. I'm not sure.
It will appear. Stay tuned for further details.
There you go. It will appear. So you're the guinea pig.
Yes.
So that's kind of fun.
Right.
And I think that people have already taken to calling you Gazelle for Gabe and Zel.
Oh, okay. So, I like Gazelle.
So now Katina's already making jokes in there. Guinea. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. That just is awkward. I see what you're trying to make me do. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so let's take a look at the image one more time. So now let's get some of the backstory here. What when everybody is together, they're in the same town. Jason has kind of talked about how they all start off in the same spot. How are you in this town? How did you end up there, or how long have you been there?
I've been there. I kind of came there because he ran out of his tribe for him and his brother kind of got into trouble, and that's where he kind of met Katina's character.
Okay.
And
which is Micah. We learned about Micah last week. Again, if you missed it, it's a really fun show. So, and the reason we had you come on right after Katina with her character was because you have a background together. You guys are friends. In the chat, there was maybe a little bit of misunderstanding whether or not they were best friends or not, or just good friends. I think that after the show, Katina and I chalked it up to Iruxi's understanding of what friendship is, maybe.
Yes. Who knows? He feels things perhaps like as like A or B.
Yes, exactly.
He comes from a place where it's about survival, but he's always been very fascinated with like the taperings of civilization.
Okay.
He loves pants, although he always has to get them custom made for himself, because
of the tail.
Yeah.
Okay.
The tail.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, his brother is into some perhaps not on the level activities.
Okay. So he's there with him and his brother.
Yeah, or clutch mates or hatch. They have a little bit of a different family structure, but they were born from the same eggs. Yeah,
I like that. That's
James
cool.
Jacobs is probably going to correct me on all this.
Well, he probably will, but he's not here, so. I kid, unless he is here, in which case I'm kidding, James, come on. We're just having fun here, folks. So okay, so you guys are both in the town together, with a big house. Are you guys running a shop? Are you doing anything like that?
Well, without going too much into her character's backstory, but we lived basically we came into contact because of some things that her teacher was doing and my brother was doing. So it's kind of like a business, and then we kind of met and connected from there and became best friends. And again, I think part of his path is he's going to learn about somewhat the boundaries that people have in civilization, versus how he grew up. So that's going to be kind of, I think, part of his trip.
Interesting.
So I'm excited to explore that. But yeah, because of this connection, they kind of, when it came time to get out, they decided to get out together. So it might be helpful to have a giant, lizard person help you.
I think that there are times where that would be very, very helpful. I actually do wonder about this too in the course of the story, if that might be a detraction in some places as well. And so I'm excited to see how that plays out, because if memory serves, we have the party is made up of shorter in stature ancestries.
Yes.
And then how tall is Zel?
I don't have his exact height down, but he looks like a pretty tall individual.
Yeah. I don't think that's a small Iruxi.
No.
I almost said lizard folk.
Lizard folk. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're learning.
I'm trying.
Some fantastic art too.
And speaking of that, I'm glad you mentioned that. So Pixel Slayer is in the chat right now. The character art for all of the Oblivion Oath stuff came from Pixel Slayer. Amazing stuff. If you can put your your Twitter handle or make sure you follow Pixel Slayer, that would do a lot of good, because there's some really good art in there. So do yourself a favor, give them a follow. And I'm looking forward to showing off the art that's coming up next week and the week after.
I'm excited.
So what else do we need to know about Zel before we move on to the next topic?
He likes meat pies.
Okay, meat pies.
Yeah. He's very obsessed with, like I said, things that people from civilization produce. That's kind of what made him an oddball in his tribe.
Okay.
And kind of one of the reasons he left. So, yeah.
What kind of rogue would you describe Zel as being?
one of like necessity. He kind of learned that stealing helps him get by. Not stealing, perhaps liberating items not in use helps him get by. He's a little bit he's still very sneaky, he's very agile, he's maybe not as like he's not like bigger as some of the other Uruxi can tend to be. He's just about sneaking around. He's also found it's useful. Finding acceptance all the time is probably a little bit difficult for him.
Yeah.
So he kind of still lives on the edge of society, which is what led him to be a rogue.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely would help shape some of that play style for sure. And then where do you think Zel falls on the morality scale? Is it inherently Zel wants to do good, or is it inherently Zel's looking out for Zel?
I think he inherently wants to do good. Something that you'll see based on something in his past is he really doesn't like seeing he doesn't like dynamics of power where someone has all the power over someone else. Mm-hmm. He gets very protective if he sees things like that. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yes.
I like this. What are you most looking forward to? Because the game starts April 4th at noon Pacific, the same time we started our show right here. And what are you most looking forward to? You've done the live stream thing before. What are you like, oh, this is going to be awesome, I got to do this? I
think all the people we have are super fun. The party is really like diverse too, and the ancestries that we have. Mm-hmm. So I'm just excited to, and it's a Jason adventure. So we're in for a ride, I think.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just looking forward to kind of diving in. This is going to be kind of really one of my first Pathfinder games, and it's going to be with the new edition.
Yeah.
Like a long campaign. So I'm very excited for that as well.
I am too. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun to have a campaign, and because here's the thing. It's exciting right now that it's second edition. Yeah. Because it's like, it's not out yet and we can see some stuff. But that's only going to be a couple months. I'm looking forward to after that, where that has died down. It's not being picked apart because, again, I'm going to be running chat during the game and I can't answer any rules questions. They won't let me. So I'm looking forward to after it's already out, people are watching it for fun and they're having a good time and kind of associating with all the characters and all of that sort of thing. Like, I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping for a long campaign where we can get to know everybody. What kind of things are you kind of nervous about, or kind of like I'm not sure how this is going to work out?
I'm not super nervous about that much.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty okay that we probably won't be party wiped in the first adventure. So.
Now, wait, we've already talked about Jason's running the game.
Right.
It's a homebrew campaign.
Right, yeah.
What makes you think he's not going to kill all of you within 2 or 3 weeks?
Okay, 3 weeks, yeah. Just at least first week. We at least get 2 shows. 2 shows out of it.
Pixel Slayer, keep those paints handy. Cause
yeah.
we might need some more stuff. So, yeah, I think if you... I'm just going to put this out here. Just going to say. If you were the first party member to shuffle off this mortal coil, and your character is sent packing, do you look at that as a personal victory because of the type of character you built, or do you look at that as I messed up because I must have played wrong?
Maybe both. Little A, little B, right? Can't it be both?
Yeah. I think that's the one thing. I'm getting existential. What is the color blue to you? That's what I think that don't answer that. We're gonna go down a weird path. I think that it's kind of fun because I'm getting to know these characters for the just this morning I was getting more information about your character, and so I'm still learning about these characters. I know that because it's Jason, he wants to get to know the characters, and he is also not worried at all about saying, rolls didn't go your way. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's time to go. And so I think that there's that kind of duality of like, I like these characters, but I also know Jason will have no qualms about saying, well, we need to get new artwork now.
It's a level of danger.
It is a level of danger. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun. And then, like you said, this is the first long form type of longer campaigns that
Yeah.
you're going to be a part of. So that'll be a lot of fun too. Anyway, let's see if now this is totally up to you. You can say no if you want, but we can do some Q&A with folks if they have any questions.
Sure.
We can give that a shot. Now, keeping in mind, if you have questions, Gabe may not be able to answer all of the questions because, again, a little bit of mystery for the character is kind of what makes it fun. So I think, there's some stuff.
Right.
Like for instance, my first question is are you going to RP Zel? Are you going to use a voice? Or are you going to wear the mask?
Yeah, so the mask is, I have this Jurassic Park mask
Okay.
that I was going to use for a Halloween costume, and it growls differently based on how far it's open.
Right.
And I didn't bring it, I'm sorry. I'm sure I'll be written up after this for it. No, but yeah, I should have brought that. I probably won't do the voice because I have a pretty nasally, monotone voice, as you all are hearing. And Lizard doesn't really strike me as being nasally. I don't think I could do that artwork justice either, because that is some fantastic artwork.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I'm just really quick, just to let everybody know, I'm pretty. Pixel Slayer did the background image as well. I think it was all the character art and the mysterious castle of some kind that we're specifically not. Jason does not really want to talk about, but we're showing that off, and so it means something. So there you go. Anything else you wanted to cover? So basically what the whole point of these shows are is to make sure that when we start the game, that people that are watching know everything that you want them to know about your character without having to take time out of the game to be like, oh, and by the way, this is what I do and all that kind of stuff. What do you think the audience needs to know about your character before we get started with the game?
He's just going to kind of provide while he likes Civilization, hopefully he'll be providing kind of he's going to question a lot of what he sees in Civilization too. Like one real quick example is while he likes pants, he also really likes dresses.
Okay.
And he doesn't understand why some people, when you have all these kinds of clothes that you can wear, why you would limit yourself based on like your outside appearance. Plus, dresses don't need to be modified for his tail, so he really digs those.
Oh, that makes it so much easier.
Yeah. So he doesn't have to get them custom.
It's clothes are clothes. There's no category for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he it's going to be a very much like he's going to be a little, he needs to do some adjustment. So we'll see.
Do we think that means that whenever we're at a city, that we got to go look for some clothing?
Oh yeah.
Like this has to happen.
Oh, for sure.
I like it. So Warped Wolf, it's a Rooksy. Basically, would be like a lizard folk.
Lizard folk
is the more common outsider term that they would use. So. So there's that. I'm looking forward to that. The thing that I trust Jason, but having only an hour to run a game is going to be different. It's going to be different. But I do think that Jason will be able to work in some good RP, some good fighting, and then still some good time where the characters can be the characters and all of that sort of thing. So a shopping montage. I'm really that's it. Well, I'll have some cheesy music ready. So it'd be like a montage.
Love it.
I like it. That'll be fun. All right. Anything else? No, that covers it.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, so that about does it. Let's get one last look at Zel, Rooksy Rogue. There are the stats right there. I will be adding that to the character sheet down below in the information about us, or in the About Us section down below the screen right there on Twitch. So then you can see that. I'm working on getting some little bios put in there so you can read a little something about each one and all of that sort of thing. I'm reading the chat.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. And so a little preview next week, same time at noon Pacific, right here at twitch.tv/official Paizo. We're going to have Sarah Marie on. She's going to be talking about her character. And I'm not going to spoil any of that because it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really, really good time. So please mark your calendars now. Put it down on your iPhone or whatever, and have that alarm go off, because we would love to have you here. And if you can't make any of the character previews, please make the time to join us on April 4th. That's a Thursday at noon, same time we're doing this right now, for episode 1 of Oblivion Oath, GM'd by Jason Bowman and the staff basically doing their lunchtime Pathfinder game that we decided to throw some cameras around them and stream it out to all of you, which, you know, when you put it in that perspective, it's going to be a very casual, fun game.
Yes.
You know, it's like, oh, this is our lunchtime game. So I cannot wait either. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be a good time. So thank you all for joining us. And if you want, down in the character sheets that's down there, if you're on desktop or tablet, I don't know if it works on mobile, if I'm being honest. But everybody that is going to be on the show, those are their Twitch profiles, so you can follow them if you would like. You just hit the button and you'll start following all of them. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's so good.
And thank all you.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Pixel Slayer, thank you so much for this awesome art. We're gonna sit on that for a little bit, and then so Sarah Marie is putting the link to the forums. We have forums on our website that you can go to. Some good discussion hopefully going on, and yeah, so all of that. Thank you so much for the sub with Twitch Prime. That's a really, really nice thing to do for us. That helps us a lot. That's really, really cool. All right, anything else?
No.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I can't wait to see you next week to talk about more Oblivion Oath. And in the meantime, for Paizo and for Gabe over here and for me, I'm your old buddy Dan. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.